Right, so how do you actually protect a computer? You can protect your computer by a lot of basically features and sort of tips and knowledge, right? So the first thing you can actually protect your computer is having an antivirus that's top notch. Top notch, what do I mean by top notch? Because you can say top notch is everything. What I mean by top notch is like one of the most popular antiviruses and the most protective. So basically like AVG, Malwarebytes, and for example Avast, they're the top 3 most popular and the most secure antiviruses in the world. Kaspersky, now you're going to say, what about Kaspersky? Kaspersky is also good, it's one of the top notch, however, it's been sort of known that it's being tied to the KGB, the Russian, just basically the Russian government, right? And you don't need to be in Russia for people to spy on your computer. You can be across the world because you're installing software. And if you're installing software, you're basically, as long as you have internet connectivity, they can do anything they want, right? Say, uninstall Kaspersky, I would format the computer as well, because by uninstalling Kaspersky, they could install backdoor on your system, that even when you uninstall the antivirus, there still could be some backdoors, right? You never know, because when you basically antivirus sort of has the highest root access, because it knows what's going on the computer. It has like sort of it's like the top guy in this system, right? Now the second tip is to make sure that your passwords are as safe as you can. These passwords should not be 6 or 8 characters. They should be from anywhere from 12 to 16 or above, as long as you can. Mixed characters, random words, random, just anything random, right? They should not be a dictionary words. It shouldn't be like apple, banana, 12, because that's just pure security. You'll get hacked. You're gonna have your account hacked, right? Within, I don't know, if someone gets your email or something, or like an account email, it'll be very, very easy before your account gets owned, right? The first step is to make sure your antivirus, you're not using a Windows Defender, because that's one of the worst antiviruses you can use. Now, so the first step is to make sure that your antivirus is always set to automatic updates. Because your antivirus needs to be updated. It's just basically software, right? Antivirus is just software that protects your computer. But if the software itself is not updated, it's not the most secure, then there's no really point even having an antivirus. That's why you need to always set it to on. Because if it's not on, set to automatic updates on, then it's useless. Now, just an additional tip to make sure that antivirus to the best security you can have. And make sure it's automatic when you turn the computer on. It's set to so it starts with the computer. Now this is the reason why you turn on, obviously for security, but the second reason is to make sure that it gets rid of any rootkits. Rootkit is basically, it's a sort of a virus inside the computer, inside like the components, or deeply inside the code, inside the software. And some of the antiviruses don't recognize rootkits, and they don't remove them. That's why you need to make sure that it's on when you turn the computer on, right, to get rid of it. Two-step verification is turned on. Now, if you're using a Windows operating system, you can also do this by turning to 2FA on, right, two-step verification on your phone, which means that if someone wants to log in your Microsoft account, they need to have a password or an email password, right, which improves your security by a lot, because what's the chance your Gmail account gets hacked? Your Microsoft account gets hacked and your phone number gets basically taken over by a hacker. There's not, because Gmail is one of the most secure email services in the world, right? Because it's Google. They have the biggest, so they need to be the most secure. They build the biggest database. Emails are the most wanted by hackers. Basically, if you get access to an email, you lost everything. You can lose your bank account, you can lose your online accounts, you can lose everything, because emails are banks of accounts. They are the main thing about database, about accounts, right? So if your email gets pawned, you lost everything. That's why you need to make sure your emails have the best security, like above account security, just for normal accounts. That's why you need to make sure it's above the best it can be and above. Otherwise, your security is not going to be good, right? So do use two protocols, HTTP and HTTPS, and SSL. Whenever you're accessing a website, make sure that you're actually on HTTPS And especially if you're using any sort of like email, any credit card information, make sure you're using HTTPS encryption, and make sure when you go into the left corner, as you can see on the video right now, make sure that the connection is secure, because sometimes you can spoof HTTPS encryption, right? And make sure that if whenever you're accessing, you're not using port 80 unless you're your local connection, or you're only on your LAN, which means it's only on your network, not accessible by the internet. You're using port 80, and whenever you're using HTTPS, which is secure version, you're using port 443 HTTPS, which means any information is secure and would require decryption. And it's very, as you may know, obviously HTTPS is very, very secure. So you need to make sure that you're using HTTPS and that everything is secure, especially, as I said, if you're planning to put your credit card information on that website, right? And additional point, if you're ever paying with online and you're not sure about something, do research. Go on Google, write the website link and look, or go on like a website, look for a website. If it's a sketchy website, if it's tagged that's like malicious, if it's tagged that it's a phishing website, and if it is, report it or send it to me in the comments. I'll take care of it. Believe me, I already took care of one website and it's down. That I actually have shut down a website, and I'm going to continue to shut it down, any phishing malicious website, no matter what it takes, because it's my duty. And if you have actually enjoyed my content, if you're cautious about any of your security, if you can, I would appreciate if you can subscribe, leave a comment, and possibly a like. That's all I need you to do. These 3 things, and I'll be very thankful. The reason is I'm asking you because I want to grow my channel to help people stay cybersecurity safe. Because cybersecurity is a big issue for old elderly people that are not really cybersecurity resilient or cybersecurity cautious, right? And let's grow my channel together, and I guarantee you're going to be much safer and going to help other people as well. I'll be very, very appreciated. I'll be very thankful. Right, so the man in the middle attack is like basically very easy to set up. A hacker joins the Wi-Fi network. He uses a laptop most likely because it's mobile, or a phone as well. He joins the network, and then he can see the whole network because it's unencrypted. He can see the whole network, what's everyone doing on it, and he can spy on it. And what he can do is like he can spoof websites. So if the person wants to go on a website, he can make like an Amazon website, and then people enter their login and stuff. And then, you put your credit card details, and that's you sort of done. Now, a VPN protects you from this because your traffic is not going through the Wi-Fi, but it's going through the server, through the VPN provider. Now, the VPN providers are, because the data is also encrypted, they sort of can see the data, and by law, they can't obviously spy on you because they're giving you a service. Some VPNs also have like additional tools, like my VPN also does it blocks ads and it blocks malware, which is very good, right? You get like 3 tools in one. So as I said, a VPN is one of the best tools. What it does, it actually improves your privacy by law, because some websites discriminate countries. What they do is, like, for example, if you're buying from, let's say, Germany, and you connect to a British Wi-Fi or British internet, what they do is they raise prices because you're from the UK. You're a bit richer than Germany. Just an example, right? And then what they do is raise prices. And if you're, like, for example, from other countries like Italy, right? And also VPN, what they do is makes you sort of undDDoSable, because when you're using a VPN and your IP gets exposed, if someone wants to DDoS the IP address, you're DDoSing a server, not you, right? Which means you're safe. And if the server goes down, all you do is just reconnect and find another server, maybe another country, and then you can go again, and nothing happens, right? And plus, DDoS is illegal, so I do not recommend doing anything. And by the way, if you're using a VPN for illegal purposes, I suggest you don't do that, because you're gonna get caught. When you actually buy a VPN, the VPN provider is basically, by law, in 90% of the countries, by law, they have to basically report and give information about you if you commit any crimes. So I suggest you don't commit any crimes. I'm not going to tell you how to commit crimes. I'm just warning you, do not do anything illegal and stupid because you're going to get caught. Okay? I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you can, as I said before, if you can subscribe and leave a comment what I could improve for my next videos to grow the channel. And I hope you've, learned something new and gonna secure your accounts.